Hi everyone, today we're going to make this cute little bow. We are going to use it, you can use it for all kinds of projects really, but what I'm going to be using it today for is my newest pattern that I'm preparing. It's for a koala baby rattle toy. So this is the ribbon bow that is going to go on top of the koala's head. So I'm placing it in front of one of the ears. I'm going to put a picture somewhere around here so that I can show you how it finally looks once you place it on top. But for now, yeah, let's make this cute little bow. I'm going to show you how to get this texture, and we're going to begin with a chain of 30. So here we go. Let's make the ribbon bow for the koala rattle toy today. Now we're going to start by making a chain of 30. So here we go, using a 2.5mm hook and Yarn Art Jeans pink yarn. Okay, so here we go, starting by making a chain of 30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 20 more. 28, 29, 30. Okay, here's our chain, and now we are simply going to make a slip stitch into the very first chain that we did. So here we go, make a slip stitch here like so. Okay, so here we are, we made the chain of 30 and made the slip stitch into the very first chain to have this circle formed. And from here on, I decided I wanted to give some texture to the bow. So what I'm doing, basically for the first row, it's going to be all the same. We're starting by making 30 single crochets, and then from the second row onward, we're going to make single crochets again, but we're going to make one in the front loop of the stitch and one in the back loop of the next stitch, repeating the sequence. But I'm going to show you how to do it once we finish off the first row. So the first row is just a standard single crochet row for the 30 chains that we have currently here. So let's do that first. The first row is complete. This is how it looks like. Now don't worry about this part here that doesn't look very nice. We're going to cover it. It's going to come in the middle of the bow, so it's not going to be visible. So from here on, you simply continue working in a spiral, so making the same rounds as you would when you're making the toys. You can place a stitch marker here. Let me grab something to use as a stitch marker. Okay, so I found this strand of yarn. So I'm just gonna place it here to remind me where my previous row ends. And from here on, what I'd like to do is let's start with the back loop making a single crochet, and then into the next one, this one going into the front loop of the stitch, making a single crochet, and repeat the same. So once going into the back loop, and then going into the front loop, and again back loop, front loop, back loop, and continue like that until the end of the row. So I'm going to pause here, and I'll meet you back once I completed this row. Okay, so here I am. I just completed the second round, and I'm simply going to move my yarn here just to remind me where the end of my round is. And what we are going to do for this next round is we are going to alter. So this time, if below we went into the back loop, now we are going to go into the front loop this time. Going into the front loop, then going into the back, going into the front loop, going into the back. So basically, if you have here this line that has formed when we went into the back loop to make the single crochet, if this thing is visible here, this means that you need to go into the front loop, and the opposite. So if here you don't have the line, here in the next one you want to create one, this is why you're going into the back loop of the stitch. And simply continue like that until the end of the round. What we aim to do is we want to have a total of 5 rows. So currently we're making the 3rd row, then we have 2 more to go, and just make sure that you alter. If you see that here you have the line, you go into the front one. If you don't have the line, go into the back loop. So I'm going to continue making the rounds until I have 5 in total, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, here we are. I'm just completing the last round for our bow. This is round number 5. Here we are. This is what we achieved when we altered the stitches by going once into the front loop and then into the back loop, alternating like this between the rows as well. And this is what we have. And what I'd like to do once I complete the final round is basically I don't need this yellow marker anymore, so I'm just going to remove it. And once I'm here, how I'm forming the bow actually is simply taking my hook and going behind it with the yarn, pulling really tightly, because this is how we are actually going to form the bow, making a single crochet here and really pull as tightly as possible. Once I do that, you see, yeah, I'm really trying to pull as hard as possible. I simply cut the yarn, leave a long tail, a really long tail, because we're going to go around and around in the middle, in the center. So pull the yarn like so, and then simply continue going. Just make sure it looks good on both sides. I like to keep this end that is here, it's from the beginning when we started making the chain. I'm going to use it to make a knot at the end. So for now, just go over the center as many times as you like until you form a nice ribbon bow here. just really as many times as you think you need to. And then once you make it to your liking, what I like to do is I'm going to use a thinner hook just so I can pull my yarn here, and then make this knot. Just secure everything like so. And then I'm going to hide it here. Let's try that again. And then just hide it inside like that. Adjust it. I'm leaving this tail because I'm going to use it to sew the bow to the head of the koala. But essentially, this is what you're aiming to get. This is your bow. Really easy, really fast, nothing complicated, but having this nice texture and looking really, really cute. I hope you like it and found it useful.